Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little black subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that black subscribe button. Really does help our audience grow, really does help our channel grow, really does help and mean more than you could possibly know. So go ahead, hit that little black subscribe button. Also, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Betfred Sportsbook and the Betfred Sportsbook app. Bet 50 on any game, get $250 in free bets. Thank you again to Betfred. Thank you again to you. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Switch gears and listen, right? So for most of late March and early April, we have talked a ton of transfer portal here on the Aaron Torres Pod and the Aaron Torres Pod YouTube channel. We've done, multiple updates every week because there's so much going on. But today, rather than hitting on 3, 4, 5 schools, I instead want to focus on one school, one man, one team, and a 5th commitment out of the transfer portal. That is right. You already know what I'm talking about. I want to talk about the Arkansas Razorbacks and Eric Musselman, the portal god, because this guy is on a roll in the portal as on Monday. Arkansas, I'm going to go LeBron James on you. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Arkansas picked up its 5th major portal commitment when on Monday, former Louisville Cardinal, leading scorer on that team, basically the only player that could play at a high ACC level last year, Ellis, announced that he will transfer to Arkansas. With his commitment, as I just said, it is the 5th major transfer portal edition, and I'll take it 2 steps further. I got 2 big questions after this commitment became official. 1, is this now officially Eric Musselman's best team in Arkansas? Because I think it is. And 2, here is the second big question everybody wants to know. Can anyone stop the Big Pig invasion, baby? I don't think they can. Arkansas, again, is gearing up for 2023-2024. By the way, you want your Big Pig invasion t-shirt, you can check the link in the show description. But anyway, let's talk about the 2024 Hogs, but most specifically, let's start with Ellis because, just a really, really good college basketball player. Now, what I heard a lot of on Monday when he committed, he wasn't that efficient last year playing at Louisville. Well, he wasn't that efficient because he wasn't playing with Division I talent, okay? Louisville was, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, one of the least talented high major teams that I have ever seen at any level of college basketball, certainly at a program the caliber of Louisville that has multiple national championships. So this guy averaged 17.5 points per game, 4.5 assists per game. The shooting percentages weren't great, but that was because he had literally no talent around him. This season, check this out. Louisville averaged 63 points per game. You know how hard that is to do over a 40-minute basketball game? They had 2 players average more than 8 points per game. So he had no talent around him, and that is why I like the fit. If you can average close to 18 points per game with every scouting report basically focused solely in on you and stopping you, I am terrified to know what he can do with more talent around him. This was a guy, by the way, against some of the best teams in college basketball. 21 points against Duke late in the season, 33 against a Miami team that eventually made the Final Four. You go on and on down the list, 22 against North Carolina, 23 against Kentucky, where, again, he was the focal point of the scouting report. Listen, he's obviously not going to average 18 a game at Arkansas. He's obviously not going to drop 33 most nights like he did against Miami, but can he give you 15 or 16 or 13 or 15 or 18 on much more efficient shooting when he has way more talent around him? I think that he can. Beyond that, I like how he fits with the other pieces that we already know at Arkansas, specifically the transfer portal guys. This is now player number 5 in the portal, as I've said a few times for Arkansas. This is also the 5th guy that is either a backcourt guy or a wing. And so when I look at the pieces that Eric Musselman has put together, here's what I see. Outside of Ellis, who's a sheer bucket getter, 6'3", 6'4", 18 points per game. By the way, he did shoot 36%, from the three-point line 2 years ago when he had a little bit more talent around him. But on top of Ellis, here's what Arkansas has. They have Keon Menafield, double-digit scorer, freshman at Washington. He's a smaller guard, but he gets to the rim. He attacks. He's also a great defender. They have Tremont Mark, big, athletic guard, 6'5", two-way player, 10 points per game at Houston. Great defender, great rebounder. You can't play at Houston if you don't do those two things. You have Khalif Battle, who, like Ellis, is a bucket getter from Temple, was injured this year, but in 27 games averaged whatever it was, 20-something points per game. And then last week, you added Jeremiah Davenport, mostly a three-point shooter, who I think will be a key player off the bench. But I bring it up to say, listen to that backcourt. I will tell you right now, stuff can change in the coming days, weeks, and months. Right now, though, I don't see a better, deeper backcourt in all of college basketball than this specific one at Arkansas. I'm dead serious when I say this might be the best backcourt in college basketball. Why? Because it has everything you need, all of the pieces. Again, scoring with Ellis, Menefield, Tremont Mark, Khalif Battle, they all average double figures. And by the way, some of them are wing players, but you get the point. Double-digit scoring, three-point shooting, elite defense. Now, some of these guys aren't known as defensive players, but I will tell you right now, you don't play defense, Eric, you can't get on the court at Arkansas. So you start talking about a group that is big and athletic and skilled, but also one that is going to be committed on the defensive end. You can't play at Arkansas if you don't defend, and that is what I love about this group. I love the depth. I love the fact that there is going to be competition every day in practice. Listen, this is the Eric Musselman pro. He spent so much time in the pros. You got to compete for your job. You got to earn your job. Well, all these guys are going to be competing for minutes in a loaded backcourt for Arkansas next year. I would add beyond that, I think this is the most talented roster that Arkansas has ever put together under Coach Muss since he got there 4 or 5 years ago. Now, I know what some people are going to say because I saw it on social media. Oh, Torres, you overrate Arkansas every year. Well, wait a second now. Were they overrated last year? Because they were 8-1 when Trevon Brazile got hurt, late November, early December. They were 8-1 and ranked in the top 10 when a potential All-American and first-round pick got hurt. So I don't think they were overrated. The year before, they finished the final AP poll prior to the NCAA tournament in like the top 12 to 15. They ended up as a 4 seed in that 2020, 4 seed, I think, in the what year was it? 2022 NCAA tournament when they made the Elite Eight, lost to Duke in that Elite Eight. They were a 3 seed the year before, finished second in the SEC in 2021, made the Elite Eight. So, you overrate Arkansas, Torres. Oh, really? The team that finished second in the SEC in 2021, fourth in the SEC in 2022 in the top 15 nationally at the end of the season. And this year they were 8-1 before they lost 2 first-round picks, essentially, in Nick Smith and Trevon Brazile. And by the way, Nick Smith was hurt early. I think they played a total of 1 game together with the entire roster that they intended to have. But I'm the guy that overrates them. Sorry. By the way, if you had known in like October, November, that they were going to lose 2 first-round picks to major injury, please tell me so I can go play the lottery later today. Point being, I have never overrated anybody, but this team has a chance to be really special, okay? I already talked about the guards, but I think that front court is starting to get intriguing as well. Trevon Brazile, I just mentioned. I don't know that he was playing at an All-American level. I do think he was playing at a first-round NBA draft pick level. I think if Trevon Brazile plays the entire season at Arkansas last year, one, who knows how they finish? Who knows what seed they get in the NCAA tournament? Who knows how far they go in the tournament? And they still got to the Sweet 16 without him. Well, he's back. He's fully healthy. And I think he has a chance to be SEC Player of the Year type good. Elite rim protector, elite rebounder, elite athlete. I know he'll be coming off surgery. He'll be a year removed. My hunch is he'll be fine. You also have Jalen Graham returning in the backcourt. Listen, I think Jalen Graham is going to be a much improved player this coming year. After 2 seasons ago, he was an all Pac-12 guy. Gets to Arkansas, and listen, I'll just be honest. The standard is different at Arkansas than it was at Arizona State. So it was a step up in competition. It was a step up in practice expectations, a step up in game competition. He's back. I expect him to be really good. As of right now, we will see what happens in the front court with Makel Mitchell. Now his twin brother, Makel, excuse me. Let me take that. Makai Mitchell. is the one that's currently in the team. Mikel is the one that transferred. The point being, we'll see if he ends up staying. If he does, that's elite rim protection. And then, oh, by the way, two other things. One, well, really three other things. One, Jordan Walsh put out a very vague Monday night. I'm probably, like, it looked as though Jordan Walsh is staying. You now add Jordan Walsh, 6'9", elite wing defender, got more confident as the season went on to that team, even better. And I haven't even mentioned, they have 2 5-star kids coming in. Bay Fall in the front court is going to be a beast. 6'11", super athletic, a lot like Trevin Brazil, honestly. And Layden Blocker is very, very underrated. When I talked about the best backcourt in college basketball, I didn't even mention Layden Blocker. So listen, this is this team has a chance to be really, really, really special. And it all starts with the portal news over the last couple weeks, which, of course, today, Monday, was highlighted by Ellis, 18 points per game, transferring in from Louisville. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, do me a quick favor. Make sure to subscribe to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube channel. New episodes dropping all the time. And also make sure to download the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, wherever you get your podcast.